According to Jordan Wiseman of Slate.com, debt in the U.S. has student debt in the U.S. has increased to about $1.25 trillion and continues to skyrocket. While a mandate for the federal government to forgive all student debts would make holders of this $1.25 trillion extremely happy, there's a large number of people that would be treated unfairly in the process. Student loan forgiveness sounds great, but in theory there are several problems with it. And educating students in financial matters is a great solution to the student loan forgiveness problem. So why is student loan forgiveness a bad idea? First, we must answer the question of where will the $1.25 trillion to forgive student loans come from? Many student loan forgiveness activists believe that government should pay off banks that students owe money to. But the federal government would still have to find this money somehow, and with the national debt close to $20 trillion, I don't see that happening very soon. So the current idea of those who desire student loan forgiveness is to tax the 1% of the population that hold 40% of the nation's wealth, and that's according to Bohr Lamb of TheAtlantic.com. But the 1% of the population who have that money are very smart and would most likely take their money elsewhere. This plan is not a solution to compensating for the student debt in the United States. So we are still left with the question of how the U.S. government will alleviate the student debt in the United States. Besides that, secondly, student loan forgiveness is unfair to people who have made financially smart decisions about careers and school attendance. There are several universities that offer a fair tuition cost, even out of state. There are several people who have made smart choices about where to attend school that would be mistreated if they could have gone to a better university with more expensive tuition and had their debts forgiven. There are also many people who choose trade careers, such as construction, or entrepreneurs who choose to start businesses in order to pass up on student debt rather than attend college. How will they be compensated? If you are essentially giving $1.25 trillion to a portion of the United States, then shouldn't everyone receive compensation? Although debt is somewhat of a crude machine to make money off of, banks would also be treated unfairly, as the way that they generate revenue is through payments on interest. If all student loans that have ever been given were suddenly paid, banks would miss out on billions of dollars that they could make off of interest. So as you can see, debt is a vicious cycle that no one should get themselves into unless they absolutely have to. But instead of eating ramen noodles for every meal and walking to school, there are college students, some that I personally know, who travel to India or other foreign countries on their debt. They live so far out of their means that once they have to start paying off their student loans, they ask the federal government to do it for them. On Facebook, you can see pictures of activists holding signs that say, "School should not be a debt sentence." I absolutely agree with them. So if school is that way, then why did they attend? And why didn't they capitalize on fair tuition prices from other schools? Even though student loan forgiveness is a scary idea, there are already a few student loan forgiveness programs in the United States. And according to Honey Smith, a writer for StudentLoanHero.com, enrolling in student loan forgiveness plans is a bad idea because you have to wait over a decade to receive compensation, and your student loan balance would grow significantly by then because of the interest. Those interest levels on your student loans would make your balance soar. And the potential risk that you could be denied compensation would make your situation even worse than before. Honey Smith also states that no one has actually received any forgiveness from these programs, even though they have been around since about 2005. And once your money is paid, you would be placed in an appropriate tax bracket where you would have to fork out a lot of money really fast. So, what is the solution? Academia is so fixated upon college enrollment being the best option that it forgets to train students on the proper handling of money. As you all know, college is a massive risk. You basically gamble $100,000 for some tuition costs to find a high-paying salary that could benefit you in the future. But occasionally, as we all know, it doesn't pay off. And I believe that people should be accountable for that gamble that they make. But schools never teach proper money handling habits. That's why you have college kids who purchase cars on student loans or take trips to Iceland. High schools should have mandatory finance classes that talk about the investments that can be made that bring actual returns. Still a gamble, but like Roth IRA programs and other investment plans. Students should also be warned of dangers of debt and the other career opportunities that exist besides college enrollment. This would greatly impact the way the U.S. sees college and would keep people accountable for their debts. My plea for you is that you will continue to think about the programs that are available to you, the wonderful school options such as BYU Idaho that you can continue to attend, and the programs that you can do like working while you go to school, or especially working super hard during the summer to increase the amount of money that you have so that you don't have to burden yourself with debt. Thank you.